24 hours to climb. Shaun setting fuel, Ameer's checking tires. I'm just here trying to tame the fire. Not real cars, tell that to my hands. Shaking like I'm on the grid at Le Mans. Breathe in, one blink, countdown's on. Been training all week, now the doubt is gone. Shaun's on stints, 1 and 3's ice cold mind. Ameer's taking night shift, third eye blind. I'm just watching the split, my heart in the loop. This ain't just pixels, this is my truth. Pits map tight, strat set clean, but you can't script chaos in a 24 dream.
No break to the soul, no pause when it hurts. You either die at the wheel or you live in the dirt. Don't close your eyes, the storm has begun. Hold on tight, here comes the ride.
This is the moment, this is the fight. One shot, one chance, one endless night. Shaun on the left and Ameer on the line. We bleed through the ring just to cross that sign. No fear, no breaks, no giving in. We were born to burn, we were built to win.
So light it up and trust the climb. We're chasing glory, one lap at a time.
Green flag drops, we launch like rage. Lunging in tight on turn 3 stage. Traffic in chaos, brake light rain. Half a second wide and you kiss the pain. But Shaun's like steel cold calculated. Slips through gaps like time's been faded. Ameer calls fuel, voice clear in the dark while I'm battling thoughts in a high-speed pole. My wrist cramps, I clench, shoulders gone stiff, but I ain't quitting now, nah, I live for this shift. This is the pressure, this is the grind. One shot, one road, one chance. Yo, this wheel's my weapon, this chair's my stage. Shaun's at the wheel and Ameer's uncaged. We don't sleep, we reload, refocus. Every last truth, every corner's opus. Pit crew blood, adrenaline drip. Reset my soul with every grip. Don't need fame, don't want fake cheers. I race through fire, I face my fears.
Don't you break when the silence grows. Don't you blink when the red light goes. You better lose yourself in the light of the zone. One chance to rise, one line to own. The ring, the rush, the world you know. You only get one shot, so bring it home, bring it home.
Can't pause this pain, can't mute my name. I don't play for fun, I race through flame. Disconnected, now I'm mind dialed in. While they scroll feeds, I go for the win. This ain't fake, this ain't pretend. It's me plus my brothers, lap to the end. Got fuel in my blood, I burn through doubt. And if I crash, I'll crawl it out.
Don't let go, let the engine cry. Even ghosts can learn to fly. You better lose yourself in the moment alone. Every lap you run carves you in stone. One crew, one fight, one path unknown. You only get one shot, so bring it home, bring it home. They won't see the sweat inside your soul, but this is your road, your rig, your control. So light it up, don't fade away. This is your legacy, this is your race. You better lose yourself in the rhythm and roar. This is your fire, you are so much more. Shaun and Ameer, we were born to drive. We don't just race, we come alive. So light the night and claim your throne. You only get one shot, so bring it home, bring it home.
Nah, you all good, buddy?
Good morning, happy Friday. Welcome to the Pit Stop. I'm Sean Cole. That is my buddy Ameer Assad over there. Let's start off with Ameer. How are you today, Ameer?
Dude, I'm good. It is, again, it's Friday, dude. This week, well, just this week, man, it just seems like time flies by.
Oh,
But it kind of almost in a good way because, like, I mean, not so much on the front of the Simpit stuff. A lot of stuff done. I got a lot of stuff done on the back end. Like, we and you and me, like, we've been working. I mean, I just yesterday in the Discord I announced a new sponsorship with Sim Racing for You. And we could talk about him a little bit. If you guys, I've done 2 reviews on 2 of his button boxes. It's ran by Ariel, super nice guy, and really he loves sim racing, and really he makes button boxes that are really good. And I still have it. I have one of his on my permanent rig. I'm never gonna switch that out. And really he uses it to fund his medical bills, and so. We had a couple chat back and forth, hey, what can we do to help you out? And yeah, so we were able to get like a 10% discount on button boxes for the Simpit.
yes.
For Simpit members, and he's going to donate button boxes to the winners for our road series. And we'll talk about that once we get to the road series.
You're a little quiet, Ameer.
I am?
Yeah.
Let me raise my mic.
Oh, here, let me turn you down.
There we go.
Okay, here. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and we're working on 2. I mean, we got the Built PC sponsorship. We're working on another sponsorship behind the scenes. This will make Callum happy. I got motion back and working on my rig again. We didn't get to show off during the road series because you weren't able to do a dual stream.
Your mic went off again.
What? Why does my mic keep lowering? I don't know why it keeps lowering.
There we go.
But yeah, I got motion back working.
Oh, it's gone again.
What is going on?
Woo! It wouldn't be the Simpit if we weren't having technical difficulties. I love it.
Is it disconnecting?
I don't know. It keeps cutting out.
Or it keeps cutting out. So maybe I got to speak closer to the mic. Am I good now?
It sounds beautiful now.
All right. Yeah. So we're talking about I got.
It's gone.
It's gone. Something's going on with my mic. It's automatically lowering the volume.
Sorry to laugh. It's just usually me. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, like I see it. I see the lights on my mic, and it's automatically lowering my mic. Yeah, here it goes. It lowers it again.
Yeah, Tom
Well,
Jones.
you do the hellos.
Tom
you
Jones.
do the hellos.
All right. Tom Jones says
Well,
he
I
hopes we get
figure
a
out my
microphone
mic.
sponsorship. All right, let's get some hellos. Let's give Ameer a moment to figure this out and sort it out. Callum, good morning to you. Tom Jones, good morning. Welcome to the show. Happy Friday. Who else is here? I see that Joa is here. Good morning, buddy. We got a few more, I know, in the chat. Be sure to say hello so I can say hello back. Michael Nielsen, how you doing? Good morning. Happy Friday to you. Mr. Dante's here. Good morning to you as well. And Alesh Mom is here. A good buddy. Sean Seabrand, Pro Sim Racing. Welcome. Caracticus is here. We got a full house. Brian Ostrike is here as well. All right, so Kevin Carter, KC, what's up? Tony Morano, my brother. Me and Tony someday have to meet. Me and Tony share a lot of common hobbies beyond sim racing. He's another micro dude, another Minnie Mouse, like a little powerhouse guy like me. Oldest is here. Good morning. All right, Ameer.
I think I'm good.
Oh, it was good and then it went away and then it was good.
Yeah, like I see it. Like every time I speak, it lowers.
Tom Jones! Tom Jones
Wow,
said
it's
you weren't
very
gonna
nice.
do this unless I was wearing it. It's me. I don't know what you're saying about wearing. I don't wear a wig. It's Sean Recky Cole that shows up for rally days. I don't do the rally. I suck at rally. He's a little bit better than I am. I hear he kind of sucks too, though. So that's what I hear. We'll look at the standings. We'll look at the. Oh, now I have no mic from Ameer at all. You might want to switch to your headset mic for now and sort it out later. You're mute. I hear 0. Mute. Do this, Ameer. Do this.
Give me a second.
Oh,
Are we
there
good?
it is. That's beautiful.
All right.
You're back.
That is weird.
I was gonna say you could be the best mime ever. All right.
Oh man, technology. You love to hate it, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, where are we at? You said your hellos. But yeah, this will make Callum happy. I've got my motion back and working on the rig again. As I'm testing out the cubic pivot, and
Pivot.
and I'll admit, like I'm kind of struggling with this video for it, and how I should review this pivot because all it is really just a bar, and I'm trying to show off, is 2-DOF motion, can 2-DOF motion be just as good as 3-DOF motion? So I've recorded a bunch of footage with the 2-DOF motion with that pivot bar put on the front of the rig, and now I got to go back reinstall the 4-post system and to get that running. Try to get that review out next week before I'm at the Sim Racing Expo.
Oh
yeah.
my.
I know. Feels like we just got back from the Sim Gaming Expo. Now I'm getting ready for the Sim Racing Expo.
So are we gonna do therapy now? So what's the problem in trying to relay that information?
Try to relay that information?
Yeah, you're saying you're in trouble with the video.
I'm trying to figure out like the best. I'm trying to figure out the best way to present it in a
Okay.
way. I got to think about it a little bit more. Like I've captured a little bit of. I've captured some footage already. Yeah, with the 2-DOF. Again, got to put the 4-post system back on. To kind of show like, hey, motion doesn't, because it's a pretty. I say like it's a pretty smart idea, especially for people that are strapped for cash that would like to get into motion, and instead of buying like a full 4-post system, they can get a 2-post with that bar in the front and get that same motion sensations. And I'll say, I'll give a little teaser. It's actually better than I thought it was going to be in terms of giving you the proper feedback of what the car is doing.
The very original D-Box was a front pivot and 2 actuators. That was, I believe it was D-Box. That was their OG setup.
Mm-hmm.
So it works.
So yeah. See, I'm just trying to figure that out.
Okay.
What's been going on your side of the ocean?
I am multitasking. I have had a great week.
Okay.
Number one, my new built PC. Anybody who's watched the rally is where it really shines the most. But even in iRacing, if you look carefully, it's like noticeably better.
Right.
I'm just running graphics that blow my mind at this point. I played WRC2 for years now, right? And just never had that high opinion of the graphics I play. I love the game. I love the drive. Right. But the graphics were like, meh. But it was so, because I was just running, and this is sad, a 2080 Ti, right? It's not like I guess that is ancient. It just feels like that should still be a respectable video card, right. And it's not. So anyway, in iRacing, it got the job done great, but like doing Rally Kenya yesterday, I'm like seeing like ruts in the road, potholes. The foliage wasn't as overwhelming as the previous rally, so it was actually a really great driving experience. I still suck,
right?
Still did terribly, but it looked good. I looked good doing it, right? So yeah, that's all has me good. Just my sim racing driving experience on a personal level has gone up.
Nice.
The benefit is also for the show, but just for me personally, it's like in iRacing I have things almost maxed out. Some things are still at medium because I let it set my graphics and I didn't even readjust it. And it's like bammo, and I'm still running like 180 frames. So I'm like, yes, this is good. This is good. Well, I have to recalibrate. Actually, I did pretty good in the road race. So
you did?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not the fastest guy on the track by any means.
Right.
But my consistency and my car control were really good. I had a strong driving effort. So if like my engineers had to look at the data after, they'd be like, okay, well, we can see some spots where you can improve, right? But all in all, this is like hey, you do this all season, we'll be happy. So,
Right.
And room for improvement though, for sure. But so that's personal. I mean, all that is like, it's all Simpit racing, of course, right? But it's very personal for me. And yeah, what a great week in that respect. And then beyond that, and I've been posting some things in our Discord, and you know, I rarely push our Patreon program, our patron support team that does help support the show. Rarely do I push it, but you know, one of the perks that exists there is I've been posting pictures on social media, so Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I've been posting them in the general chat on Discord, but I've been trying to put in some extra photos into the member section.
Right.
But yeah, I'm PXN has this V10 Ultra combo kit, and this little thing is kind of blowing my mind. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. And I'm not saying, hey, we have some big league, big news, you know, Bugatti level wheel stuff to talk about. So this is sort of the opposite end of the spectrum here. But like, this little combo is like $269. And I looked it up, and it's like, if you try to buy a Thrustmaster TSPC,
Right.
that wheelbase on its own, no pedals at all, is still costing like $350. You know?
Right.
So on Amazon, this kit's $269, and it gets you a 3.2 Newton meter direct drive wheelbase. It's wrapped in plastic. You know, it's a plastic wheelbase. It's not metal like everything else in the direct drive market, but it's a legit direct drive wheel with a kind of cheesy wheel rim, but it gets the job done.
Right.
And a pedal set for $269. And it's like, whoa. I mean, when I get into the perspective of somebody who's, you know, getting into sim racing, trying to up their game on, you know, Gran Turismo. So it's console compatible, but only XS and PS4. So they don't have the modern, but like that still would have you playing Gran Turismo. So it's a hell of a wheel for the price. So I'm having a really hard time pointing out negatives. The only negative that I can point out is that its next step up gets you into their actual quick release direct drive, the VD4. Their numbers are very confusing. Well, this one is confusing. The rest makes sense.
Right.
Which then gets you. It's only like $30 more, and it gets you into their real ecosystem. Anyway, I'm kind of blown away. So it's cool when I get something and it's like, wow, I have a hard time for anyone on a super duper budget. They're like, look, I'm just gonna get into it, and I'm really not gonna get consumed or upgrade or whatever. You know, you want to bolt it on a desk. It's really hard for me to not like look at this as like the best starter wheel in sim racing, maybe. Ooh,
right. I mean, I would say, I mean, for that price, yeah. I mean, if you go back and think, like, I mean, you would consider back in the day the T150, the T, maybe up to even the T300 or the Logitech G25, like they were starter wheels, and how much Newton meters did they have, and you know what was their price back in the day too.
Yeah.
I mean,
originally a TSPC I think was like $699 for a wheelbase.
It was almost $700. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And you're getting this for $259, right? Or
$269.
$269 for
and the wheel comes off. Right?
It's
got like a thread, but there's no wheel rims, so it's like, I guess if you were climbing into a cockpit and you needed it out of your way, or
right.
But I don't know. I've been kind of blown away. And then beyond that, I am working on the Track Racer TR8 Pro V2. So 2 years ago, I actually did the TR8 Pro. And it was a good rig that had a couple flaws. And they did like 4 or 5 substantial upgrades to it. So hence the V2. So it's getting a second chance here on the show. And then they sent me, I don't know what they call this seat. It's their racing seat. Which I wish they had sent me a recliner. I wish they'd just sent me a recliner, just to be honest with you.
Right.
I've said it. We, recently did the hyper cool recliner seat, and then I did the ESR2 bucket seat from, racing seat from Next Level, right? I did one after the other, and I just straight up told the world, it's like, man, I'm in my 50s. I like to be comfortable. I like a recliner. So racing seats are cool. But shoot, I'll take a recliner every time if given a choice. So yeah, and anyway, I'm trying to actually what I'm doing for the review, talking about having trouble. Honestly, for this review, I'm kind of breaking the review into two parts. One review, both products, right? But
Right.
I'm gonna I'll look at the rig and I'll look at its adjustability, its strength, and its cool factor, and then I'm gonna just judge the seat on its own, just to be fair to the combo, because like mini rigs, you can what seat you
Right.
put on it is up to you,
Right.
for the most part. So anyway, that's
Yeah, I mean,
long-winded version.
Yeah, because I mean, I looked at it. I mean, yeah, I mean, it looks very different than original TR8. Like, there's not that much big of a differences, but I mean, I'm assuming the differences, the changes they did make it, a much bigger difference. But I looked at the seat and I'm like, because at first I was like, is that even padded? Like, it doesn't even look padded. And I pulled up the picture. I pulled up the picture just so I can take a look at it again. Like, yeah, it's like very thin foam, dense foam padding. Like, I don't even like. I mean, I get it. They're trying to give you that, that full racing experience. But like for sim racing, do you really need something like that? Like, I'd still want to be comfortable in my sim rig. Like, I'm not in a race car. So yeah, I don't know. And then Shaun disappeared on me, didn't he? Oh, there he is.
No,
there he is.
I wouldn't grab the pad.
Oh, okay.
It looks so cool. Can I pull up a photo? Hold on. Let me try to pull up a photo. So you guys can see what I'm talking about. If you're not in our Discord, this is a great reason to get into our Discord. Because you would have seen it here. Copy link. And come over here and open link. Paste and go. Oh. There it is. Man, I thought when I again, I'm giving away too much, but hey, if you're here, you're part of the pit crew, right?
Yeah.
So some behind the scenes. When I put this together and took this photo here, I thought that looks awesome.
Right.
And I was super duper excited. And then I put in my rig and I sat down in it and I'm like, oh, these cushions, I just like assumed that they had planned, figured that, hey, this is the right density, the right thickness. It's a modern world, right? We don't need super plush. We need the right padding. And then I got in and I'm like, oh, it's really hard. It kind of reminds me of like getting into like a roller coaster,
Right.
where like the seat's made to see 1,000 butts a day.
Right.
And so anyway, I did not find it super comfortable. So unfortunately, yeah, I'm going to have to just keep my opinion of that over there. And
Right.
I don't know if this is fair or not. It is rather large. That's one thing I can give it a positive for. So for larger drivers, this is great.
Okay.
Now, I've never been larger, so I don't know if you're larger, does that mean you bring your own padding? Because it might not change that opinion. So now they did give a pad for the bottom, which I immediately did put in. So, but because it's just an add-on pad, it's just that. It's just an add-on pad. It is shaped perfectly, but it's not like it's not Velcroed to it, right?
Right.
Anyway, looked so cool. I was so optimistic.
I mean, the seat looks like very different. Looks really cool. Like somebody mentioned, like, yeah, a Darth Vader chair. But then, like, I question, like, because there are people out there, like, especially if they're gonna buy a rig like the TR8, like, some people might be gaming in that rig too. Like, is it gonna be comfortable for like playing other games, like long game sessions. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. One thing I will say about it, comparing it to other bucket seats, like even a Sparko, even high end. Often when I put my hand, and a lot of, if you think about most racing bucket seats, they usually have like a slick leather in the spots where your hands grab for getting in and out of the car.
Right.
So even if it's an Alcantara covered seat, it's going to have a smooth leather right where your hands touch. And I often find even a Sparko will be kind of flexy. So when you put your hand there and you put 150 pounds of weight on it getting in, you'll find it kind of does a little wiggle. You guys can't see my little wiggle like that, right?
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Yeah, and I'm talking even high end, like pro racing seats do this.
Right.
This thing doesn't budge. This thing, it seems like a roller coaster seat. I think that's the best way. Like this thing is industrial, made for. It would be like if you were gonna. I'll tell you what. If you want a seat for a trade show, and you weren't worried about selling rigs, you wanted a lot of people to sit in the rig and move. This is a good one because it's gonna get them out quick anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, track racer. I feel terrible, but it's just I'll point out all the positives for sure. Like it is good for maybe larger drivers. I just didn't find it comfortable. I actually
it's fair enough, right?
I've almost downplayed this. So as much as I'm being apologetic on one hand,
right?
Because I describing it to like you before we did the show.
Yeah.
Or to a couple other people, I used even stronger wording.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. But I think that's the beauty of having all these different options that are out there. Like, to you, this seat is not for you. I mean, you prefer a reclining seat, right? But there is probably somebody out there that wants like a very stiff bucket seat. That's how they get their enjoyment out of sim racing. They probably have transducers, butt kickers, motion, and they want that stiff seat to get those feelings of the haptic like translated. I mean, and that's probably why the seat's like this. Maybe it's something to talk about during the reviews. Like, does it transfer haptics a lot better than like a regular reclining seat? I don't know.
I don't have haptics on that.
It's like you might not like it, but somebody else might really love it. It's like, oh, this seat is perfect for me. Like, so
yeah.
That's the way I look at it. That's why I look at all the sim racing products out there. Is like, yeah, there's a product out there. You can either love it, great, get it, and if you don't like it, well, there's going to be somebody else that might like it, and just move on with your life.
It looks awesome. Do I slide around? I don't. I do not slide around in it, but I'm running it in a static rig. I think if I ran it on my motion platform, that I would slide around. Joe has not seen a good review on that seat, to be honest. Fair enough. You know what it would be good for, maybe? Like if you had like one of those like Polaris like side by sides.
Oh yeah.
Because like you're probably like the other thing is when I'm sim racing, I'm usually wearing like very lightweight clothing, just a t-shirt, some basketball shorts maybe. So again, I'm bringing no padding, and I got a little bit of a belly, for sure. But anybody who met me at the expo, I am not like an overly skinny guy, but I'm not like fat either. Like I have a belly, but other than that, I'm kind of like slim.
You've got a dad bod.
I have a dad bod for sure.
There you go. You got a dad bod.
But
dad bods are cool.
Yeah, but if I were in like a Polaris or something, I'd probably be in like a little bit more clothing. But if you got it all muddy, you could just hose it off, right? Not that I need that out of my sim seat. That's a feature not necessarily needed for a sim seat. All right. So that's what's going on in the shop. Lucky there's not a lot of news because we get 25 minutes just getting through what's going on. Actually, we're not even done.
No, we still have to talk about Simpit business still too.
Yeah. What happened this week? AZ Racing CS Pro review. Any thoughts? No.
I mean,
yeah,
dude, for the price, I mean, I know you're going to go into more detail with it, but for the price and what you get, I mean, again, it's just like the PXN wheel. Like you get a chassis for $349. Is it the best thing that's out there? No, but it gets the job done. And if you're somebody that's on a tight budget, especially with like, we're talking about today's economical times. A lot of people are on a tight budget. This might be an option for you, right? That's the way I look at it.
I think, yeah, it's a tremendous deal. It is, and like even with everything put on it, I got it up to like a little over $900, right? But at that point,
Right.
we're talking about like monitor stand that did hold my ridiculously heavy 49-inch curved, right? It was a pain in the ass to get it mounted, but once done, it did it. I put that ridiculously big level 10 GT case. It's the biggest case I've ever owned in my life. Can't wait to rotate that beast out of my life, by the way. The reason it's still there is stupid. I've just been so busy that I haven't been able to take what was my racing rig and make it my second rig. It takes time to like scrub data, move data, get my editing program up and running. So anyway, boom. Anyway, it's $900 maxed out, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
The other is if you could supply your own seat and you didn't need the extras, $349 is getting down to the price of what is normally like a collapsible rig.
Yeah.
Something that's fold up, which is great if you're short on space, but if you're just going to seriously sim race for extended periods of time, that I mean many months more than, I like in any of those foldable rigs I've done, I could do an endurance race. The comfort factor wasn't at stake. The amount of Newton meters sure would be in question, but ultimately it's just like, yeah, but if you're going to race for 6 months, a year, 3 years for the rest of your life, foldable's probably not going to cut it. Anyway, it's kind of fascinating. The whole time I was doing the review, and I did say this in the final thoughts, this rig comes across to me like this. It's almost like I got carried away with my own DIY project. And just like, instead of using lumber from Home Depot, I'm like, you know what?
Right.
I'm going to get a welder. I'm going to go to Home Depot and I'm going to buy some boxed steel in various shapes. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to weld it. I'm going to put in some inserts, threaded inserts to make it really cool. The one thing I'll give it is that upper hoop has a really elegant bend to it, which is sort of ironic because everything else it was so rudimentary.
Right.
As far as like a articulating keyboard, almost every one that I've tested at the very least had some kind of like plastic bushing so that it would A, rotate smoothly, and B, you could really get a good fine adjustment on each knuckle, we'll call it, for how much tension. And this one was just metal on metal, which meant, yeah, you could, but it's going to kind of loosen up as it sort of wears,
Yeah.
Anyway, but it all worked. It all worked, and it worked surprisingly well for on the cheap. So
Nice.
Sim Racing Pros sells it maxed out for under $8. Oh, even better. So yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing. I just like this V10 Ultra wheel we were talking about. And I was given, sorry guys. I guess that's the whole point of the pit stop are these tangents, and if I'm not mistaken, we're here for some coffee and some chat.
Yeah.
Any of you guys know Banana Ball? Anyone?
No clue.
You don't know of Banana Ball? Are you serious?
Is that a sport?
Kinda. It's a.
Where you chuck bananas at people?
No,
or?
it's a spin off on baseball. You don't know,
no.
but how do you not?
No.
Wow. Okay. Well, you will.
Because I play real sports.
Well, no. So, have you ever gone to a minor league baseball game?
No.
Okay. See, I used to be a baseball fanatic of sorts, right?
Okay. I was not really into baseball.
Okay. So, like, going to a pro game is awesome, and that's cool. Minor league games are, like, a little bit more about family and fun. And instead of it being $20 beers, it's about, a $20 family pack. So instead of one beer for $20, it's, 4 hot dogs and 4 sodas for $20. So and they have a lot of like gimmicky like mascot stuff going on, and it's just more fun and more intimate. Banana Ball they just kind of created, it's almost like Harlem Globetrotters-ish. It's like, it's just a variation on, look, everyone's what the F. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Oh, Dirge's got it. Thank you, Tom Jones. Banana hammock. Hold on, I got to give you one of these.
Wow, it's very
There you
nice.
go. There's your banana hammock. All right, I'm way off track since nobody knows what I'm talking about. The guy who's basically, it's just like a fun version of baseball for comedy baseball. There it is, Dirge. That's what it is.
Okay.
They've been selling out stadiums. Like they sold out like New York, Yankee Stadium twice this year. So they're huge. And it's just like, like the outfielder will do a backflip before he catches the ball, or behind the back catches, or they have fun. They involve the fans in everything they're doing.
Okay.
That's my point. So the guy who runs it, his name is Tuxedo Jesse, and this thing's been on a huge, like, I swear to God, everybody who is listening to me, like, going, what is he talking about? I guarantee you, by the end of this week, you'll hear something else. You'll be like, oh, that's what he was talking about. I guarantee it. It's going huge.
I'm gonna have to Google this after the show.
Stilts. Caitlin, one of the guys who bats, he literally wears stilts for the whole game. He runs, he bats on it's fun. It's just about fun. It's kind of like WWF, except for it's not pre-planned. Like they literally do play to win. They just play goofy.
Okay.
Anyway, it's super cool. It's super cool. And they sell out everywhere they go. And anyway, I was listening to this guy talk, Tuxedo Jesse.
Okay.
And it was really cool because he was talking about how a lot of the people who, are telling him, oh, you're at 14 minutes and 58 seconds into your 15 minutes of fame, and questioning it. And meanwhile, it's just been on this huge growth curve. And he was giving a big speech to like the people who work there, his organization, right? And he was talking about, and there's a reason that I'm telling you guys this. He was talking about how as long as you keep your heart and soul in the fans, that you just can't lose. So as long as you're always listening to the fans, as long as you're always in the eyes and perspective of the fans and designing the entertainment, and let's face it, we could be talking football, baseball, it's entertainment at this point, right? As long as you make sure you are supplying and giving an entertainment that is designed for that that audience, that you just kind of can't fail, right? But you just it's hard that it's so many people, so many organizations get comfortable with their success, and they're like, oh, this is our template. And I can't tell you how many times I've used the word template when talking about what I do here. And I should have been given a little electric prod shock every time I use the word template. Because I think that is failing the audience. All right? So what is my point? Why am I going on this long-winded thing? Well, because when I'm looking at something like the AZ Racing, when I'm looking at something like this V10 Ultra Kit combo, I don't want to ever look at it in a negative light because I'm some kind of elitist, must have a Bodner wheel and a this and that and a active this and a LED that. I need to look at it at the perspective of who we are as sim racers.
Yeah.
Right? And we are everything in sim racers, and we need to be excited, and we need to be critical, and we need to be making sure that we're really keeping the viewers at heart more than the template or the format that we think that we've created. And I've been doing this for a while, trying to think, hey, it's more like clay than a sculpture, right? Let's mold it, but I think I'm even more in tune with that right now, following just listening to that guy as a motivational speech. And again, that's why I go into this whole thing. So, Sim Expo was uplifting and awesome, and I've been pumped up ever since. And listening to Jesse and having some gear that is really like beginner level gear. I mean, like, I know most of you would be like, I would never race on that V10 Ultra wheel. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have that opinion, but I do remember when I lived in an apartment, I was going to school, I was eating top ramen, I was eating buttered noodles with ketchup. I was broke. I was a broke student, and I loved sim racing. And
Right.
and a $300 steering wheel breaking on me, a $300 steering wheel replacement was the end of the world, was a devastating blow to my world, my personality, my everything. And I think it's really important that when I'm looking at something like the AZ Racing, which is easily the most affordable static rig you can buy, solid, race it for a lifetime, not a problem level rig, um, that some people are going to see that as like their only option,
Right.
and it's will it work, not will it be super impressive at the Sim
Yep.
Gaming Expo Elitist show. So anyway, I'm really glad that I saw that video of Tuxedo Jesse before getting this rig, because I did hit it for being an out of control DIY. It looks like I built it myself. Some things on it are kind of cheesy, but you know what? It was cheap and it worked, and it had the modular ability for me to build it up over time. So if I couldn't afford that extra keyboard tray, despite it only being $69, I could just get it later.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I'm totally with you, man. I think, eh, and because I see this on the social medias, and I see this everywhere, like on the sim racing stuff. I think, and again, I don't want to say the majority, because again, like usually the people that go online are really the minority of people that actually do these hobbies like sim racing. But yeah, like I think a lot of people tend to forget where they came from, or there are people that get into sim racing at different points in their life. Like, what if you are, you know, a 12-year-old kid that, your parents don't make a lot of money. You went to one of these trade shows, or you went to like Micro Center or anything, you saw a sim rig and you just absolutely fell in love with it. Um, like I said, that PXN would be a freaking amazing wheelbase, and like this rig could potentially be great for that kid just to start out. Like he doesn't need, a SimLab P1X Ultimate. He doesn't need the freaking SimiCube Ultimate. He doesn't need to have like, hydraulic pedals with haptics and all that stuff to enjoy. Like he's probably going to be, if he got this stuff, the PXN, this rig for Christmas, he's probably going to be the happiest kid in the neighborhood.
Sure.
And I think we lose track of that sometimes as we get older, and like our situations change and everything. We start thinking like, oh, well, if you're not on a insert name here, then that thing's a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Like, well, no, you don't know where that person is coming from, and that's why like the very two questions I ever ask anybody that asks me, what should I do? I'm like, one, what is your budget? And two, what do you want out of sim racing? Those are the two very first questions I ever ask people. I don't, when they come to me asking the same thing, if they come ask me like, well, should I get a Sim Magic or should I get a Moza? Well, I don't, dude, those two might not even be good for what you want it to do. Like, or
Right.
even, with any type of gear, like, tell me what your budget is and tell me what you're looking for, and I can actually give you a much more honest answer of what you're trying to get out of in sim racing. And let's not forget, tons of esport racers still, used to race on G25s, G27s, T300s, and were beating the crap out of the people that had freaking $1,000 rigs. So, like, yeah.
Yeah. Tom Jones, I went to school multiple times in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on which era you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I ended up poor both times, I can tell you that. That's just life of a student. You're going to school, maybe not working as much or at all. And, life's still expensive. So, yeah, every time I've gone to school, I'm back on top ramen and buttered noodles with ketchup.
Yeah.
Maybe on Friday I'll have a burger.
Yeah, but that's the same thing, man. I mean, you and me are the same. Like any company that wants us to review products and take a look, like, yeah, sure. Well, I don't care if that wheelbase costs $50 or $10,000, like, because there is going to be a market for the 50,000 and the $10,000. Like, you got to look at it in that context too. Is like, well, for me, that $10 rig's not for me, but let's take a look in the context of a freaking, of a 12-year-old, 14-year-old, or, somebody that's just down on his luck and wants to get into a hobby. Yeah.
Grade 3 was the best 5 years of my life. No, I've always done very well in school. I don't know what you're talking about there.
It was grade 4, Joa. Grade 4, not 3. He's like the South Park kids.
I'm Kenny. All right. Should we move along? Anything else? What do you got going? Anything you need to talk about? Simpit biz?
No. Simpit, I think that's it. I'm just working on my next review before the expo. Yeah.
Okay. All right. This, I don't cover a lot of esport, but when I see it, I do like to kind of acknowledge champions because it takes a lot. I don't care what sim you're talking about. At this point, that pyramid, that is sim racing. I don't care what sim you're talking about, but to be in that upper echelon of the top 20 or 30 drivers to even be there, and then to win is outstanding. So Steven Wilson is a 2-time eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series champion. He is the first driver since Ray Alfala to do so.
Oh.
Here's a little shot of him winning the championship. This is at the NASCAR Hall of Fame where they brought all the I think it was everybody who's in the chase, essentially.
That's a big trophy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They don't play around. And you know what else?
Yeah.
I think
What's
they
that?
still do. So I think Jostens is the company that makes like the Super Bowl rings. And they also do the NASCAR champion rings. So
Right.
I believe these guys get a NASCAR champion ring that is the same as like the truck drivers. Yeah, it's considered a real tier of NASCAR as far as that goes. So they win a boatload of money. They get a real NASCAR trophy. They get a real NASCAR ring. When are Shaun and Ameer going to Next Nations Cup streamer invitations? I don't know. Joa.
I don't know.
Anyway,
No, that was X-Driver.
congratulations to him. It's a big deal. And that's no joke in the NASCAR world. It's so competitive. I mean, that's the difference between road racing and NASCAR racing to an extent.
Yeah.
Wait, where? I thought we had... Here it is. Okay, so just 12 more hours. Any other thoughts on champions?
No, great job by him. Yeah, taking the championship, man. And I'm like, yeah, that's a big trophy. Like, that's all I could think about. Like, dang, for an esport competition, like, wow. That's bigger than most of the trophies they give out at real NASCAR races.
So with that, my neighbor is a big NASCAR gaming fan, and he was the one who was like sitting there watching the clock yesterday to download NASCAR 25, because if you got early access, I believe that opened up yesterday. And I understand there's some force feedback issues. I've heard a lot of force feedback issues. So anyway, NASCAR 25 early access is out. And oh no, I have my own page for iRacing Arcade, so we'll come back to iRacing in a second. That's it out of iRacing.
Yeah.
Le Mans Ultimate. Their first significant patch is now live, version 1.1. Fixes broadcast overlays, hosted servers, replays, and much more, plus regular updates to content. And then I think they were having an issue with multiplayer, I think. Anyway, they went into a quick maintenance mode, resolved an issue related, version 1.1.1.
Patch 1.
Yeah, patch to the patch. And still monitoring missing advanced daily races. Anyway, hold on. Then we have some results from Fuji. Arigato Fuji. Let's see here. 416,000 laps completed. 1.9 million kilometers driven. 2,500 teams registered. 9,700 driver swaps, 74 races in 11 splits. So those are some good numbers for Le Mans Ultimate. That's great to see. And let's see. And then they're talking about Stephen Hood talking about Track IR now supported.
Yep.
So yeah, a lot from Le Mans Ultimate. And they're going to do another team test race coming up. So 4 hours of Silverstone is what they're doing. Is that
The next one? Yep.
Yeah, that's next week.
That one's next weekend after the expo.
Yeah. So,
I mean, if they did it during the expo,
it might be. It's on the 18th and 19th.
Is it? Oh yeah, they're doing it during the expo. That's.
Oh, I'm sorry, 10th through 12th. I'm sorry, 10th through 12th.
Oh, this weekend.
Yeah, this coming weekend.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, so Sean, Tom is asking if you're gonna ever do a Battlefield 6 stream. Now that your PC can run max full throttle settings.
I don't. No. I'm so far behind on things right now that it's hard for me to look in any other directions at all. Like I'm just not getting to do anything. I get to go ride my motorcycle on Sunday until the rain comes, and other than that, it's work. Really trying to, keep the momentum from Gaming Expo. And yeah, so no, I don't think I will. And then the other is, I don't think I can stream anything on our YouTube. I think we have to be very focused. The YouTube algorithm is constantly changing, and I just want to make sure that we're not doing anything to harm it. So if I did do anything like that, it would just be a direct private stream into our Discord chat, probably via the game. But yeah, and I'm really far behind. I'm not even getting to test things that I want to test. Like right now, I want to take advantage of this computer and be able to run in some VR. But I'm so far behind. I'm like, oh, that's going to be a big distraction, not a little distraction. So just hold your horses.
Yeah.
That's one of my big mistakes a lot of times. I bring something into the mix that takes me on, derails the game plan. So.
Don't worry, I've banned him from playing Planet Coaster for the next month, so
it's uninstalled.
Just so he can focus.
It's uninstalled. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay. Surprise! I can't even say the word.
Surprise!
No, I'm gonna let that go. There's a movie that I can't hear the word surprise without adding 2 more words to it afterwards, and I'm not gonna say it. I'll tell you that it was the best movie ever made with puppets. That's all I'm going to say. I need Simpit stickers. I need... I want to start being able to have moments like this that the first person who could figure out what the F I'm talking about would get a Simpit sticker. Yeah, because I gave every, if you know, you know, right? Isn't that one of the things people say? Isn't that what the kids say? If you know, you know. Yeah, the best movie ever made with puppets, and I can never say the word surprise without adding 2 more words to that phrase.
Team America?
Oh, someone honed in on the movie. Driver 69 got it too. Yeah, that was part of their advertising for the movie. It made me I forever laugh. Yeah. If you put enough,
one of my favorite movies, man. One of my favorite movies.
If you put enough to, and we did that for the beginning of this show when we first started, like the #1 sim racing live show with 2 people from different countries. If you add enough to qualifiers, you can always be #1.
Exactly.
So they are calling it the #1 movie in America with
puppets.
You're close, Brian, but not quite. Matt Damon. Oh my God. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go put that movie on. It's gotta be. I'll watch it today. All right. Surprise! More new content. This time in collaboration with our partners at Kart Sim Limited, we're releasing brand new 2025 karts and tracks. What game could I possibly be talking about? R Factor 2.
Or Sim.
Yeah, but it's part of Cart Factor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Durka
Cart
Durka.
Factor.
Durka Durka. It's so wrong.
It's not. I allow you to use it.
Yeah? Alright.
I allow you. You're good.
Alright. Project Motor Racing. We have some shots of Bathurst. Butthurt.
Yeah. I prefer the second name because it's what it usually does to me.
Yeah. A lot of people will. It's earned that nickname.
Right.
So yeah, that's cool though. Bathurst will be in Mount Panorama. Will be in Project Motor Racing. All right.
Yeah,
I was
out
a little
next month, right? Yeah, it comes out in November.
Yeah. Dirge has Simpit stickers. You have OG logos. Yeah, we need to do new logo. I need to get a stack of new logo stickers.
Oh, I could have give you a couple of stacks for me.
I
could have give you a couple
yeah,
of stacks.
Yeah, I should have asked. I have three. Man. I have 3 that I have. So, I was surprised with the R Factor news. Like, I didn't expect to see any updates for R Factor, even any of its assets.
Yeah, they've been pulling a couple updates here and there. Yeah.
This was also surprising, too. Live for Speed. I guess they're just now approving mods. So I don't know how they're picking or selecting. But
they've been doing that for a while.
This is official from Live for Speed, though, not just out there, right? So it kind of reminds me, like, with R Factor 2, one of the original, if you go back to R Factor, you had R Factor Central, where you could download any mod you wanted, and it was completely third-party removed from R Factor, okay, ISI. With R Factor 2, they internalized that, so all the mods were via or through the sim, meaning that to an extent it had a seal of approval from R Factor 2. Live for Speed seems to now be doing that approach, where they're like approving mods that are out there third party, and I don't know how they're implemented, if they're just into the default game now or it's just easy to download via the game. I don't know what changes, but anyway, this is the hysterical thing though, and it's so Live for Speed. Listen to these names. The Porsche 781 Baxter GTS. Let's look at it. This is so good. Look at this. It's the Porsche. The Porsche 781 Baxter.
Baxter.
So good. Or
they don't make it obvious at all.
No, not at all. Or the Saliva 15 Hibino Spec. Oh, it gets better. Then we have the Ferenzi 6212.
All right.
And oh wow, this is, and the Lemon Duckling. That's a Citroen, right?
It looks like a duckling. Just saying.
Anyway, I love it. That makes me laugh. That does make me laugh. And speaking of making me laugh, I want to know who's gonna do it. Who's gonna do it? iRacing Arcade. So the free demos on October 13th. I'm intrigued. I hope it's fun. I hope it's funny. Yeah. I hope it's funny. Right? That's what they're selling me, on some humor.
Right. I don't know if it'll be funny. I think it'll just be fun.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to see what we can do with that. So on the 13th, free demo. We're gonna have to put it on our calendars. If you want to take part, who knows what we're gonna do with it or not? We'll find out on Monday. You should get in our Discord channel for sure. All right. This news, some hardware news this week.
Ooh.
Oh, hi Max. You have to wait a little longer. We're almost done, buddy. Just a few more stories. My dog. I don't know. This is my first dog that I've owned from start to finish, so to speak. He's hit his clingy stage, and I was talking to my buddy. He's like, "Oh yeah, they do that. Yep, they get a certain age, and then it's like they just need to be like touching you, checking in on you constantly." My dog seems to have gotten to that stage. Hi, buddy. Oh, you're such a good boy. Okay. Okay. Fanatec.
Yeah.
Fanatic. What do you call it? What do you say?
Fanatic.
Fanatic. Fanatec.
Yeah, man, I still have arguments with people about the name, and then I go back and play the clip
play
that
the clip.
It's
when you guys asked
Fanatic.
Thomas straight up, "Hey, what's the name?"
Well,
Like,
actually, I don't care.
Fanatic, Fanatec. I don't care.
You could call it Fanatec.
Yeah.
It was originally
Exactly.
Fanatic. So
Fanatec.
technology
Fanatic.
for
I like
fanatics.
Fanatic.
Yeah.
I like Fanatic. All right. They have re-released
there you go.
the CSL steering wheel. The GT3. This was formerly the McLaren wheel, and Joe has simplified it. Corsair.
I say Corsair.
Fanatec.
Uh,
Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. Max, you gotta wait. Sorry, buddy. So yeah, this was formerly the McLaren rim, if you can recognize it. And McLaren has now gone to Logitech / Playseat. Which, by the way, brings me to a point. Sorry, this is going to be a total... so yeah, there's the new wheel. They're talking about it. That's all I have to say about Fanatic. But here's what I had to say about something else I was doing this morning. You know, all this licensing bullshit, and forgive me, sorry, Christian. All this licensing BS that we're constantly battling and dealing, and this is something that I've been saying for a long time. It shouldn't be about money. It really shouldn't, because what it really is about cross-promotion branding. So, and what I'm going to say about this is, I was watching the IMSA race, and it was the Miata race, by the way, greatest car ever made. And it was the Miata race, and people are, of course, saying, oh, let the Beehive, release the Beehive, because that's what it sounds like when, like, 40 Miatas go by. It sounds like a swarm of bees going by. Anyway, I was reading the chat, and the amount of people that referenced and talked about iRacing in the IMSA chat for the real-life IMSA race blew my mind. And I thought, right there, you know, I don't know who's paying who for what license, but they're both getting a lot of mileage out of the affiliation. Because some of these iRacers are here watching this race probably just because they dig the Miata in iRacing, right? And that's what drove them there. And there are some people there watching the chat who've never even heard of iRacing or know what these people are talking about, so they Google search it, and they're like, oh, I didn't know you could race for real on a computer. Right. And so, yeah, anyway, the affiliations, and it just kind of made me laugh as Fanatic loses the McLaren license. So it shouldn't be, this needs to just go open.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either, man. Like, stuff like this should be like more cross promotional than anything. Like,
yeah.
Like, hey, let's, hey, sure, we'll let you use your name on this wheel. Cool. And then just move on. Like, I don't see why you have to make a collaboration with this company, and then, you know, once that deal expires and if another company offers you more money, then jump to that other stuff. Like, no, just keep it with this company, and then just go do another partnership with that company. Like, why should it be so exclusive? I don't get it either.
Yeah.
John
Hill, a lot of real pro drivers do iRacing at this point.
Yeah.
Sorry, Amir.
No, you're good.
Okay.
That was my point. Is like you could still do collaborations with multiple companies. You don't just need to stick to one. I never understood that.
Yeah. I don't either. The more the merrier. Right? And I also think that sometimes, you know, you see this in television access, but I had to jump through hoops to see the IMSA race this morning. And the reason why is because tomorrow on Real TV, a portion of the big race is going to be on. But they're not going to show the Mazda race on television. You know, so it's like, why am I being restricted because it's a North American, you know, market from that race? It makes no sense whatsoever. And to me, that's how you start losing fans. Because I can tell you what, before any of you knew me, I was a lunatic NASCAR fan. I mean, I own merch for all the drivers. I own season tickets to California Speedway. I loved NASCAR. And then NASCAR is the first sport that I can remember. Maybe UFC was before it, but that just started like severing their footage. And at first it was like half the season went to this brand or, this station. The other half went to that. And when I had to start like chasing or it became harder to watch, I stopped caring the same. And now, like, I think to be like a fan of like football right now, for example, football's going to start losing me. Because they're going to go one step too far with football. And I'm not going to be able to watch like a playoff level game because I don't have this service or that service. So, but yeah, like football right now, you need to own like, I'm lucky I happen to own all of the streaming services that NFL is actually going on. But when on Thursday I have to turn on Amazon to watch that game, I am very resentful. I'm not happy. I don't feel great and privileged that I'm watching it on Amazon. I feel resentful towards the NFL for being money grubbing scum. Like I'm saying, and again, that's when eventually, because again, if it was on Hulu, which I think the Thanksgiving games I think are on Hulu, if I'm not mistaken.
Or no, on Netflix.
Netflix. I have Netflix right now, but as soon as I finish watching Ozark, I might be done with Netflix. Because I just sort of like fired it up to watch like a couple months of binge watch some stuff. And so I've watched most of what I want to watch. And now I'm going to finish up Ozarks and then I'm going to cancel my subscription. So if that happens before Thanksgiving, I'm going to miss Thanksgiving football, which means I'd have to pay attention to my family. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? If I have to pay attention to my family on Thanksgiving because I can't sit there and use football as a distraction, I'm going to be very pissed at the NFL. All right.
No, I agree, man. I agree.
All right. I think we're down to the last and biggest news story of the week. We have a few more things to mention, but Simucube. Dun dun dun. Simucube 3.
Yeah.
Drive it once, love it forever. Wow. You will have a monogamous relationship with your wheel, right?
Pretty much.
You'll never cheat, ever. So yeah, we have the Simucube Pro 3. All my prices are in euro. Can we change that? Hold on. Can we? I'm changing. What are your thoughts? Uh-oh.
I'm trying to be sensible in what I say. I read that, so I got the press release from them, from their stuff. One that it kind of like, that's one company we've been trying to get after, and they're like, so this is kind of. So I'll go with this. Let's make this a little rant. We've been trying for a while to get work with them, to get products to review from them and everything like that. And sometimes it's sometimes we never hear anything. But then they send me like an email with a press release, like, hey, here's all the info for the Simucube, plus here's all the assets you could use for your videos. I'm like, well, you never sent me the wheelbase to review. Like, well, so you could want me to make a video for you to talk about it without even testing it? That's one thing. All right, let's kick that to the side. Going through the press release, there was one thing that really stood out to me, and it's a long comment, but I mean, essentially I'll just break it down. Like, for a wheelbase of this caliber and the way all other wheelbases are going, Moza, SimMagic, they're not even going to have USB pass-through. So, and what they're doing instead is, I'm trying to make sure I say the right name. What is it called? The Link Wheel Module. So that's going to be with all their upcoming partnerships with Bavaria, Simtech, with GSI, blah blah blah. Essentially, like, they're pulling in NVIDIA, so you have to have a chip in that wheel to make sure you can use the the plug-in capability with the base to make sure you can use your LED screens, blah blah blah. And if you don't have that chip, then you won't be able to use that. And you also on top of that, you don't have USB pass-through. I like one for a wheel that costs this much, and now you're actually like kind of locking it down further for people like us, for people that like to build custom wheels, that want to use custom wheels, building through Cornwhy or any of those other companies out there, or just build your own. You're saying, oh, if I don't have that chip, I got to use a cable to connect to a wheelbase.
Yeah.
Like what? Like in this day of age, like really? Are we like we're further trying to lock things down even more, even though we have the technology to allow USB pass-through, but you're still against it?
Yeah. Well,
That's my big problem.
it's yeah. It's well, it's one approach. That's one
Well,
approach.
so for example, and this is what I love, and I got to pull up the post real quick. So in response to that, let me find what they exactly said. Um, I I laughed at this because with that like after SimCube did their thing yesterday, SimLab came out with just a very not a very big post saying USB data pass through for every generation. We may, with USB pass through, we're going to have 5 separate lines inside the quick release with a dedicated 5 volt to 2 volt
send me a link to
power
that?
rail. It's like on their stories on Instagram.
I
But they'll make sure that all USB wheels will work through their base and using their quick release. So you can use the wired functionality through the base because it's gonna have pass-through that goes straight through the base. Like genius. Like I think like SimiCube shot themselves in the foot,
yeah.
and with SimLab coming out with their competitor.
Yeah. See,
Yeah, you can pull it up.
yeah, I have to log in. I'm not logged in on this browser.
Oh,
But yeah, I saw that on my phone feed this morning, and it kind of gave me a little chuckle. But
yeah.
good timing on their part, and again,
Right?
you look at like a lot of like Sim Magic came out with their quick release with the
If you click on their icon, if you're up top, if you click on their icon to see their story, you'll see it. Yeah,
no, not it's not doing that.
oh, it's not.
No.
Maybe I can send you a screenshot. I don't know how good it will look.
It's okay. We got the point. I have like a darkened screenshot here. Okay. It's all right. No, but that wasn't even the big story though, but it's a good counterpoint.
Right?
But with the SimiCube, it's kind of like Xbox. It's like, cool, we want you to make stuff for us, but ultimately we're gonna charge you. Whether it's a licensing or you buy the chip or whatever, right?
They're pulling in NVIDIA, like what NVIDIA did with G-Sync. Like,
Yeah.
oh, if you want to use G-Sync, you got to have that chip in the monitor, and then they're charge you an extra $200 for having G-Sync. Like,
Yeah.
what? Yeah. I just
So-
shot you the picture.
Yeah, I pulled it up. We got it.
There you go.
Thank you. Good job. So, Leo Bodnar is the king of all direct drive guys. At
It's a Cadillac.
Yeah, well, at a time it was.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue that. I mean, they are one of the real innovators in terms of putting a quality direct drive wheel kit out there for people. But yeah, at this point, I'll give them credit for the nostalgia. I'll give them credit for being pioneers. I'll give them the brand recognition. But you can do so much better for the money. I think that's a fair statement.
So for me, like, I don't know, like, man, like I was really having a lot of hope in the SimiCube, and then like just reading that press release talking about their wheel link module, and you need that, is like, you're kind of like doing the Apple and Nvidia approach to wheelbases, and like, well, there's a lot of people that like to do DIYs in sim racing, and you just literally said F you to all of them.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so, and then SimLab came out with this, like, yep, you can use whatever wheel. We got USB pass through. We'll help you out.
Yeah.
Like, genius. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder now how many people are actually going to go with the SimLab wheelbase over the SimiCube, because they come out almost around the same time too.
Yeah. Well, that
Yeah.
SimLab wheel felt great from what we saw at the show.
Yeah. I've tried it 3
drove.
times and it gets better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, all we have left is some racing news.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get this going before we even turn the page.
Mm-hmm.
I said it yesterday, but now I'm gonna just big congratulations to our rally crew. We had 20 drivers finish this week's rally.
Nice.
This is the 6th rally of the season, so we're at the mid-turn. This is the turn. And
Right.
20 drivers in a rally, to me, sounds like a very, very successful rally group. So everybody in our rally group, thank you so much for being part of it, and driving me further down the list than I need to be, but I'll take it. I'll gladly finish behind all of you to have such an enthusiastic, awesome group. So this week's rally, Kenya, it was PC Deadman winning the event. 32 minutes 45 seconds overall, with a 3.5 second advantage over Hawk Solo, who I think Hawk came in and swooped in. Literally, the Hawk swooped in for a second place finish. Alesh Mom finishing in 3rd, 26 seconds back. Jeff SMKU and Heiko got in for a finish as well. I'll go through the rest of the top 10, but I'm not going to list everybody. Sorry. Caractacus finishing in 6th, David S. in 7th, Max Power, Frank Patcham, and I Nowak round out our top 10. And this is where our points are. Things are tightening up now. Jeff SMKU with 107 points. Hawk Solo in 2nd with 104. So they're duking it out for the 1-2 spot. And then you've got 3 drivers fighting over 3rd, that being PC Deadman with 66 points, and Alesh Mom and Caractacus with 60 points. In the Simpit Road Racing Series, here we are. Wait, I'm out of order. You're out of order. This whole thing's out of order. The Simpit Road Racing Series. Man, I gotta tell you, I am loving these Super Formula lights.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So awesome.
I am not always a huge fan of open wheel cars.
Mhm.
Like, that's just not my default. My default is
Right.
Miatas. No. The Super Formula Light I am finding to be a really good combination of a downforce driving car for sure, but still a very fun to drive. Because generally speaking, I don't think overly downforce cars are that fun to drive. I like mechanical grip is fun. Aero grip can be scary, and it's so precision based.
Yeah.
And I'm more of a feel driver than a precision driver. And so, yeah, anyway, this car works for me. I am grooving the driving experience, the fun factor of the Super Formula. Anyway, so we're at Red Bull Ring. Oldest Budaklis winning the race. Great job, Oldest.
Yeah.
Ameer finishing in 2nd. And Johnny Alford in 3rd. Little trophies there on our thing.
Can we see that? Can people see the names, or?
I scrolled up.
Okay.
I scrolled up a little
Oh,
bit.
okay. All right.
Sam Hinchy, David Payne. I finished in 6th. James Dowling, Jason Potter, Joseph Spacek, and Brandon Carl round out our top 10.
You were doing really good too, man. Like you stuck with me and Johnny for like quite a while during that race. And I think you just made like a little mistake and we lost you for a little bit.
You know, it was one point that I like almost ran over Johnny, and I like had to check up, and it was enough to get a little bit of the gap, and then I made one tiny other mistake and I lost the draft. And truthfully, I wasn't as fast as you guys. Not on consistency. My lap times, I mean, let's see here. best lap. My best lap was a 23.8.
It's still pretty good compared to what you're doing in practice.
Yeah, it was way faster than practice, and you ran a 23.3. But at one point, Oldest was 8 seconds back of me because I did end up with a total pit malfunction on my part.
Yeah.
And Oldest was 8 seconds back of me at one point, and he wasn't gaining on me that fast. So I think out there on my own, once the race got going, yeah, I felt good. I was having fun.
Yeah.
I was having fun. That's the most important part. I was just enjoying myself. This week's rally, I was just enjoying being in the car, driving. All right, here's how our points look.
Yeah, it was good, man. Johnny, dude, Johnny was fighting me the whole entire race, man. We were always like, I could not, like, I would build up a gap to 3 seconds, 4 seconds. And then, like, little by little, he'd start chopping away, come down to like 1.5, and then I'd build it back up to like 3 seconds, and he would bite back. I was like, oh my gosh, man, he was on my tail the whole entire time. And for a while, like, because I came out of the pits ahead of him, like he was in the pits longer than me, so I came out with like, there was like 6-7 seconds. I'm like, all right, I can back off a little bit, and I backed off a little bit so I can save my tires. And then Oldest gets a drive through. And then he comes out like half a second ahead of me. I'm like, man, if I just stayed on it the whole entire time, I could have potentially won the race too. Because even after, like, I don't know if Oldest was slowing down, once he was ahead of me, but like he wasn't pulling that gap away from me either. And I was like, man, I was kicking myself afterwards, like, man, if I just stayed on it, I could have had a chance at winning the race.
Oh yeah, you were flying. You were definitely flying. And I know Joa had a little trouble. He was fine. All right, so with that, here are our points after 2 events. Kenneth Nickel, 35 points. Oldest Pudiclis, 35 points. That's 1 and 2. 3 and 3 are, it's actually scored 1 and 1 because they're tied, which means one of them will inevitably be in second with the tiebreaker. 3 and 3 because also tied for points are Joa Antonio and Ameer Assad, both with 32. And that puts Johnny Alford all alone in 5th place in the points with 30. And looking through the 10, Sam Hinchy, David Payne, Andrus Listens, James Dowling, Sean Cole, Joseph Spacek. That's our top 10 in points after 2 races. So
yeah, and for the people that are wondering why, like, because normally we give 35 points a race, because we're doing drop week, so it's not going to count your worst result. So I think starting the 3rd week is where you're going to start seeing like the real points starting kicking in. Yeah. Because now it doesn't take effect your 1st or 2nd race.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just automatically. Yep. Throwing out 1 or 2, giving you your best result only. So. Awesome. Well, that's about it for me. I'm going to get back on this wheel kit review. I'm going to get back on this rig review. Yep. Ameer?
Before I forget, before we close out. So the road series, I mentioned it in the beginning of the show. We've got Sim Racing for You as our sponsor.
Oh yeah.
So he is sponsoring our road series race. So he is giving away a free box of your choosing. We're going to draw a random driver from the pool, and they'll win a button box. The only stipulation is you have to participate in at least 8 races. So what does that mean? This is a 10-week season. We've already done 2 races. So that only leaves 8 races to go. So if you're not in our road league and would like to get a button box, or have a chance to enter to win a button box, join our league, participate. And same thing for our drivers that are participating now. Get in your 8 races so you can qualify for a chance to win a button box from Sim Racing for You.
Nice. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome of them. All right. So, get into our Discord. You'll find a thread for our rally league, for our road league, for anything. We have all sorts of threads for various different topics. It's where you're going to find out information, new shows, teaser photos of what's going on. But beyond that, that is going to do it for today's conversation. My coffee's gone cold, so I guess it is time to bring this one to a close. So I want to thank you, Ameer. I want to thank you, everybody who hung out with us today. Get out there, do some sim racing, have yourselves a great weekend. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole. That's Ameer Assad. and we will see you on the track. Bye-bye.
Later,
everyone.
guys.